Hello, everyone. Happy Wednesday, and welcome to another episode of your favorite podcast, Real Talk Atlanta. We are your beautiful hosts. I'm Taisha Renee.
I'm Ashley Larae.
River the Realtor.
And Nika W.
And welcome back.
Welcome back.
Welcome back. Before we get into today's episode, we probably do it a lot, but I feel like we don't do it enough. I just want to thank the viewers.
Yes.
Thank y'all for always
y'all.
tuning in. Thank y'all for always supporting us. Like, we can't say it enough. So if we don't say it enough, this is us saying it more.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And making
And we hope
us
y'all
who
continue to support.
putting us where we need to be. Please, for the opportunity.
Now we're singing right now.
Y'all know that song about Bad Well? Okay. Whatever.
This is getting crazy.
Okay, Eve.
Okay. Oh my God. Okay. You know you Eve on TikTok.
It's crazy.
Eve, how you do that?
Can y'all, for real? Okay, because I'm going to add that to my pick. Please come to me first. I'm so serious.
Speaking of,
She's
let's
for
get
real.
into it then.
Yes.
You know, we started episodes, our peaks and our picks for the week. What's going on in y'all lives, girls?
Pick me first. I'm glad you brought
River,
that Eve
you're
thing up. I wish y'all would stop saying that I look like Eve. It's getting crazy. At first I thought, you all are nuts, right? But every week it's like, oh, I didn't know Eve did real estate. She doesn't, right? It's me. I was in public and this man came up to me like, told y'all I was gonna bump
No.
And at first I'm like, no. Because that's not even Eve Parks. I'm like, this gotta be wrong. And I looked over, he was like, Eve coming through in the miles. I'm like, this is really.
a
And I'm looking
compliment,
down like,
though.
y'all don't see no paw prints. Like, please.
It's
no
not no paw
prints.
It's a compliment, but come on now. I'm not Eve. Like,
I don't see it.
saying like, oh my God, you favorite Eve. That's one thing. But like,
Yeah.
literally coming up, Eve
God,
coming
Eve.
through in the miles.
I think it's just the hair color
Yeah.
Let's just
and light skin.
Yeah.
nip it in
'Cause
the
I
bud.
don't see it.
I don't either. Eve is beautiful too. Like,
yeah,
don't get me
yeah,
wrong,
for
but
sure.
like, the resemblance is not that strong where you should be
Not
coming
ever.
up to me singing. So I'm gonna say that's my pit and my peak. That's just not me, but I'll accept it.
You
Like,
need to
appreciate
start
it.
charging for autographs.
I'm gonna start
Yeah.
Eve, like, what, and getting my reparations. So that's my peak and my pit.
I love
Eve
it.
is in your name.
Okay, Ashley, stop right there.
R.I.B.
My peak.
It's not. Okay, go ahead.
No, that's what I'm saying, G1.
I tried.
Okay, go ahead.
My peak is people are still buying houses.
Period.
Okay. That's the peak.
Period.
You would think we had champagne today.
No, because they.
This is raw, uncut version. But yes, people are still buying houses. So I love that for all my clients. Everyone who's contacted me. I don't have a pit this week.
Period.
Good for you.
I'm gonna cut pits out.
Leave the devil. The devil won't win.
He knocking at the door and I won't.
Okay.
Period.
What about you, Ashley?
My peak is that it's about to be summertime, and I'm so excited. Like, I feel like everything's about to heat up. Everything's about to heat up. I feel like the clientele, we about to be
Okay.
outside. I'm excited.
Period.
I'm excited.
We going to brunch.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. I cannot wait for that. That's probably my peak. And
You
y'all
don't
know
need
I've
to
been
start
in the
because I mean,
gym.
like, this is
All right.
Yeah.
Right.
You
Did
know.
it
Said we
early
had a couple more
start.
days.
Yeah. 4 more
4
days.
more days, and then we'll be in summer.
oh for summer.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
A pit? I don't think I really honestly have a pit that I can think of right now.
Period.
And we ain't
Yeah.
gonna force it.
We're not
Yeah.
forcing
Force it
picks, and
in.
I'm jumping on that bandwagon. No pits for me.
Okay.
No
Please,
pits for me.
Stop being so pessimistic.
You didn't have a pit, really.
I did.
My peak is going to be. Honestly, I'm just gonna piggyback off of you, Ashley. Summer's here. It's my favorite time. Well, spring and fall is my favorite, but you know, summer. I like
love
being
summer.
But you say you like
outside.
everything but winter because it's not.
I like
losing
winter
that
too.
It's
I
your
like
birthday.
every season, but I
Right,
have to
that's
rate
true.
them 1, 2, 3, 4, and this is number 3. Summer's number 3.
Okay.
And I just love
towards
being
the bottom.
outside. I had at the belt line. You know how I do. I love the belt line. So
So we know. I just seen you there like last weekend.
I go.
I text y'all and asked y'all to
Okay.
do something. She said, "Ooh, can't. I'm at
the belt line.
If you're looking for me, you can find me at the
At the belt line.
Okay, good to know.
I love that.
Yeah, so that's my peak, and yeah, I'm happy none of us have kids. We we
Yeah.
living our best life. It's
I
summer
love that
season,
fun.
and we just doing what needs to be done.
Yeah,
Yes.
we're vibing. We're
We
chilling.
vibing.
We're vibing, we're chilling, and we're doing it.
The merch is coming soon. I know y'all are waiting
y'all
on
asking
it.
for
Shit in the
it.
link, shirts in the link.
No,
not really.
it's not.
He never
And
had
I want to
it.
say thank you to 1,000 subscribers. Somebody commented and was like, when y'all celebrating your 1,000 subscribers?
Look,
No, but yeah.
you said when are we celebrating?
Soon. We're gonna get
Keep
something
tuned.
together.
Stay tuned.
We're gonna get something together. Well, let's get into today's episode. We know we have talked to sellers. Today's for sellers. And we talked about what you need to do to set your home up for success to sell in this market. But let's talk to the sellers whose home is already on the market.
Wait. But can we also talk to the realtors too? Because it's
realtors.
y'all fault too.
Yeah,
We
both
know
of
y'all
y'all fault.
listening.
And it's kind of y'all fault too.
All three of y'all.
Oh,
All
true.
three of y'all.
Let's talk to the sellers and the realtors of why your home is not selling.
Yep.
Like, because what's going on? Why is it still on the market? First and foremost, and y'all already know what it is.
Pricing.
Price.
What's the price?
Prices going
No,
up.
seriously, the price. Are you pricing your home correctly?
No.
No, they not.
No, I feel like recently, like literally last week, I was looking at a house and looking at the comps, because you always run your comps. Like, okay, let's see what this house is worth. This house was listed $100,000 more than what the other houses were listed. Same features and all, like nothing really different. I'm just like, what made you think that you can get $100K more than what the rest of the comps that look like your house? Like, what's going on here? Did your realtor not advise you, or like, let's talk about it?
I think when it comes to price, it becomes an emotional game. Right. And I think us as realtors, where you all, because I don't do this, but where you all mess up, is trying to tell your client that they'll get exactly what they want when the numbers do not support it. I get it, right? When you've been living in a home for so long and it's like, my husband used his bare hands to lay brick my brick. I get it. I love you. Your husband, great craftsmanship. I agree. But if the comps say otherwise, it is no brick by brick that is going to make that house worth more than what the comps say. And I think sometimes it is hard as a real estate agent to tell somebody, hey, your house is not worth $500,000. It's worth $375,000. That's a hard game, but that house will sit on the market, and then everybody will be looking at you as a realtor when it don't sell. It's your fault.
Yeah.
And the reason is the price. The numbers don't lie. You have to run the comps and say, hey, look, here's why this is the number. This is what I came up with. Or that house is going to be sitting there.
In the realtor's defense, sometimes the seller is really just set on that. This is your recommendation, but I want to do this.
Right.
And as a seller, you have to learn, like, just because you want to do this, and that's what is best. Unfortunately, sometimes sellers put in more work into their homes than is needed for the specific area that you're in.
They over improve.
You didn't need to do all of that to sell your house. Unfortunately, you put in, $90K of work, but that doesn't mean your house is going to sell for $90K more.
If the median or like the highest priced home in your neighborhood is $300,000, and you build a $1.2 million house, let me tell you right now, that's not going to work the way you think. Look at the area, let the upgrades and the work you're doing support the area, like build what the area can support. Right. Or the comp's just not going to.
Because it's the comps that set the price. Like, of course, we can't just pull, I said this before, we don't just pull a number out of a hat and we go with that. The numbers are based on the price. And I think with a lot of agents, especially if they're newer agents, they may be so eager to get a listing, like they just may not want to tell the seller, like, this isn't going to work. You have to be really stern with these people or your clients. Let me not say these people.
I want to piggyback off of that, because it's two things. It's not about what you think your house is worth. It's about what the market thinks that the house is worth. It's all about the numbers, the data. That's what it comes at. Like right now, like when I think a house is overpriced, I just like, okay, we'll see what the appraisal say. Because at the end of the day, that's what it is. Of course, I run the comps, but if you really like stuck on that, but also it's for those agents that are eager to get listings. Yeah, it's good to have a listing, but if you're not selling the listing, it's a bad look on you. You have to make the decision to say, hey, do I want a bad reputation with listing homes that are not selling?
We see that
I just want to get listing. Yeah, like
price
improvement.
They be trying to make it sound good. They say refreshment too. I'm like, okay. You listed it too high. Stop playing.
So it's like having that reputation. So you have to be able to walk away and say, hey, this seller is not willing to, have this listing. Like it's not a good look for my portfolio, and I'm willing to walk away from it. Or you talk to your seller and set realistic expectations.
Because one thing about us, we not in the business of doing bad business.
Yeah.
We not gonna do that.
I think Nika touched on a pro tip. I think if you have a seller that's like, no, I want to set it right here, you put it in writing. There's something in your seller listing agreement that says that your client will agree to a price reduction after X amount to this price should it not sell. And I always set the expectation. Okay, you want $500,000. I'm telling you, it's not worth a dime over $450. More than happy to list it at $500,000. If we get no offers in a week, we are going to reduce it because you're not going to have me looking a fool out here.
Right.
10 times out of 10 when I do that, they be like, well, it's day 10, so can we reduce it? Yeah, we will.
Yeah, exactly.
I get the marketing for my price refreshment because I know what you're on.
Or even what happens, because you have to think about it, like you said, even like just thinking long term, like when the appraisal comes. So that's going to be a whole nother thing if you do get an offer accepted and it appraises for way lower than what you listed it for, because that will happen and no buyer is going to want to pay.
But if you get a cash buyer,
run, go to the closing table.
Wave it. I mean,
hey,
run to the closing
so
table.
be it. Do what you gotta do. That's a blessing.
Pick your fight. Pick
Praise
your
the
fight.
Lord for that one.
Yeah.
They usually waive the appraisal. So if you get a cash buyer and it's at that price, then you want
You
it.
good,
Shout out to you.
Yeah, but be
You
realistic.
lucky.
Don't think like
Yeah.
a cash buyer is going to come falling out the sky. I mean, it could happen, but a lot of times people are financing.
Yeah, for sure.
So
So
They'll
if your
definitely
house
have that
is sitting-
14-day due diligence in there, though. Good luck. Don't get too happy.
Not to run the comps though.
14
They making sure the rentability is there. They making sure they gonna make money.
Yeah.
You know, I want to ask y'all about
What?
a little hot topic was Meek Mill's listing. Because remember he posted
Why
his listing
wasn't-
that wasn't selling?
I think all of these things that we talking
I
about.
think that's a
You
great
remember
segue.
that?
It's so-
I think that can all play a part, and I think everything we're gonna hit on could be the reason why the house set on the market.
Okay, absolutely. Before we get to the next part, though, just a recap: if your house is sitting on the market, ask your agent for an updated CMA.
Yeah.
Run the comps, make sure the numbers match, and make sure it's priced correctly.
CMA, comparative market analysis. Look at the
Yes.
numbers, analyze the market, and make sure the value that you're looking for is supported by the homes in the neighborhood.
Absolutely.
To the day you list too, because if you have the plan, like I have a seller right now, we're working, we're not putting the house onto the market until 22 days after that. I'm still watching the market until, because a lot can happen in
Because something
22
might
days.
sell.
Exactly.
Day 21.
That is
Oh,
true.
day 21.
We gotta go
increase it.
lower.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Increase.
Right.
And I think a good pro tip with that, like, also remember, if you're looking to sell your home, it's always a good idea to go ahead and pay for an appraisal up front so that you can get an idea of what your home is worth. So that you bypass that whole thing. You already know what it's worth. So you know like what type of offers you want to accept and all that other stuff.
That's a really good tip.
Yeah.
Now, segue into our next part. Let's focus on Meek Mill's house. So, marketing.
Yeah. Why your home not
Where are you
selling?
listing this house so that people can see it? Where is it visible? So that the most clients, the agent can bring in the most deals for you.
Yeah, this is my ruffle feather moment. Y'all know I try not to do this, but I feel like every episode I gotta say something.
It's
Listen,
only right.
Social media is not the only form of marketing. I'm
Okay.
saying it again.
It's a
Social
powerful
media,
one.
it's a powerful one, but it's not the only one. So if you really relying on this one stream of like finding clients or putting eyes on your stuff, a lot of times that may not be the wave. Like you have to really get what we call creative marketing. You have to really get busy. Like walk down the street, do an open house, look at the clientele, reach out to past clients. It's so many different ways that you can get extra eyes, because I'm telling y'all, like a lot of my clients, they don't even utilize social media for that.
The algorithm trash anyway.
Hello, and it's not repopulating or repurposing all type of stuff. Like the marketing needs to be on point, not just where you put, but what you're putting.
Right.
You need to have a marketing plan.
Absolutely.
And they should have presented, the realtor should be presenting that to you before they even get the listing. If you didn't get a marketing plan, then
Right.
why did you even agree to this?
Yeah.
Now it's your fault.
Right.
Why your home not selling?
Okay, now you should have called. What about?
And it shouldn't even just be something domestic. I think, of course, we post our listings on like MLS, FMLS, but also if you have connections where you can reach out to people or even connect with people internationally. Because there are people from other countries that are purchasing properties out here and investing out here, especially the luxury homes as well, in his case, for instance. So that's a big thing, too.
One of them is Google Ads. Make sure you're running ads for the listing, so it could be on Facebook or other stuff as well. And also, why your home not selling? Because you're hiring your little cousin to list it.
You heard your little cousin taking pictures.
The photos.
Your little cousin in the mirror, like,
yeah.
Because you can have your house listed on Facebook, Instagram, Zillow, realtor.com, but how do the pictures look?
Yeah.
Because the pictures are the first thing they're going to say. They always say the first 5 pictures of that listing is what's going to keep them going through the remaining pictures. In today's market, like, I understand sellers really feel like we still in 2020.
Yeah.
They feel like the house gets listed and it's gone. No. You have to take an extra initiative, pay the, what is it, like maybe $500, whatever the amount of money
on the
is,
size,
depending on the size for the house. Pay the amount to get professional photography. If you need it, get professional staging. Like how you showcase this house in the marketing is going to matter so much.
I don't get how agents like, or even like, okay, putting their name on
something like that.
That looks that bad. Yeah. I don't even like sending it to my client if it looks bad.
When I see certain houses on MLS and I see the marketing, I be like, okay,
you didn't even try.
Blacklisted.
You didn't even try.
Yeah. And I think you have to remember, like, I think I said this on another episode, but I think like looking at a home, it's almost like dating. Like when you meet somebody, like what you see in that first like 3 minutes is like
it's
you swiping left or you swiping right.
Do he smell good? He look good? What he got on? How his shoes? What his hair look
Read the
like?
description.
After a couple things, it's like, nah, I'm not feeling it. And this could really be like a great person,
right.
but you don't know because you didn't show up as your best self. It's the same thing with the home. Like if you're not showing up as your best self, not showing it as its best self, it's not gonna work.
Yeah. And
Stop
again, we've said this a million
photos.
times. Like buyers are very visual. They cannot see. They really can't look past like how it looks right now or envision themselves in it.
Some can,
but most of
mindset.
them not really.
You want to cater to
honestly.
them all though.
Yeah,
Right.
exactly.
So one of the things I did today, that was one of the showings that I had today. Pictures look horrible. I scheduled it, and when it was like literally the last one, and I told my client, it's a surprise. We'll just go.
Yeah.
I'm not even gonna send it to you. And she ended up really liking the home. But if I would have sent the picture, she would probably said
not a
no.
surprise.
I think as realtors, we have that gift. Like I can look and tell, like, okay, you
you
play
want
too much for these pictures, but this is actually a
nice
beautiful home,
home.
and I'm gonna let it slide. And I do that to my clients too. I'm like, I just found this other one in the neighborhood. Follow me.
Yeah.
I don't send them the
Follow me.
listing because I already know they're gonna be like, girl, I'm not living there. That's an absolute no. But like we can see past it. But every agent is not like us. They're not gonna take an extra initiative. They're gonna put in their client's hands, let the client send what they want, and the client is gonna immediately swipe left on your listing.
Right.
Some listings don't even have photos. It'd be like photos that like
Photos will be available
know,
after
like
you put an
That
offer.
makes me mad.
I know, like I'm like this is. I'd be like, this is probably a good.
Like,
house.
why did
There's
you
no
list
photo
this?
When it be
available.
one out of one picture, I'd be
Like,
like,
why did
That
you
happened
list
to me
this?
today. I was looking for a good house. It had 2 pictures. I said, no, this house has so much potential. What the rest
Right.
of
I
the
need
pictures
more.
Or a Google Map
I
picture.
need
The
more.
Google Map picture.
Anything.
I think
Aggie.
with marketing methods too, one thing that I just started doing, I actually really enjoyed it. It's actually kind of how I think I got more eyes on my last listing was the reverse prospecting.
Girl, we must be in each other's heads. I was literally about to say
a good
that.
one.
I love that.
Like,
So
literally.
reverse prospecting, especially like if you have MLS or FMLS access, there's a button on there when you go on the listing, you can press reverse prospecting. It'll pretty much pull up every agent within that network who has a client in the portal who has favorited the home or the home has been emailed to, and
Match
that's
their
who I send
criteria.
that's who I send it to. Like
Very
there are
smart.
agents out here who do not have a buyer looking for a home in South Fulton for $300,000. I don't need to send it to y'all. But the people who have clients, it's like, hey, I don't know if y'all saw this, but here's a great listing that I have. And I think I got like every time I would do a reverse prospect, I end up getting 5 or 6 showings that week. And that's ultimately how you
How you do it, yeah.
Yeah, because when agents send it to me, I'm like, oh, I actually didn't even
You
see
see
this
that.
house.
Yeah,
I
most of the
didn't
time I don't
because
see
it
it.
could either be like the price point, when you set your client to like $280, but you got a $299. Like,
Yeah.
maybe we can look at that one. Like, yeah, so yeah.
Or those price refreshments.
Yeah.
Right, when
getting
it
the right
changes now,
eyes
it
on
gets
it, exactly.
yeah. That's a good point, guys. Make sure your home is marketed to the masses.
Yes.
Each and every place, sellers. Get a running list from your agents on where they're marketing your listings, and also agents send your sellers weekly reports of the marketing that you're doing. How many views are on it? You can see it on Instagram. Like how much interactions are you getting to keep them motivated? And yeah, as long as you're getting a lot of
Attraction.
attraction,
Showings.
yeah. So
You're
I think the
good.
next one is, you guys, and this one is like key, and this is important. Like, yes, you're marketing your house. Yes, we're bringing our buyers there, but how does that house look when we get there?
Please don't be in there.
Because sometimes the pictures honestly look way better than the house.
That too.
And I'd be like, hold on now. Like, well, I have gotten to the
is-
point where now
it's
I
giving
know, like, this house is
bamboozled.
really going to be dirty, but they have edited this picture for it to look clean.
Okay.
But it's going to be dirty, but, like, clean the house.
Clean it.
Like, make it presentable. Like, spray some Febreze, light a candle, put some plug-ins in, because we don't want to walk in the house and it smell like water because you got water damage. We already know.
Not water damage.
Yeah. And I
or
think
pets.
That's a big one.
I think y'all have to remember that you have to consistently do that while it's on the market.
Yes.
It's not enough to get your house ready for open house, and it shows and it has to sit on the market for another week. But by day 4, it smells like your cat and your little nephew's football game. He left his cleats. Now he's stanking up the kitchen.
And your box of Newports. Like,
and your box of Newport. No, all of these things are real. I think it's not enough just to clean it up on Monday. If you have a showing on Friday, you have to keep making sure your house shows well, smells well, looks well, because you have revolving door buyers coming in and out. And that's why it's also important that you guys get feedback. We as agents, we're not going to every showing. So how we left our sellers' homes may not be how they look.
Right.
So ask people, hey, how was the feedback? Because that happened with us. We asked for feedback. They're like, hey, the house looked good. We can tell there are pets in here. It smells like dogs. And it's like, obviously it didn't smell like that. We had the open house. But now we can let the client know, hey,
keep them dogs
clean.
Hire a nurse.
Every day.
Take
that
them
can be the difference sometimes.
Yeah.
Hire a
babysitter. Like, have them stay somewhere else for the meantime. Like,
Because I hate when people have to leave their pets. Because I'm like, is this pet gone?
Yeah.
It's when they put in a listing, friendly cat will be
Take
out.
that friendly cat with you.
I'm not showing the listing because of that.
Some people
I love cats. I be walking right in there like, where you at?
No.
Immediately.
I'm not looking for you. Where you at? Go over there.
I had a showing that I did the other day. She had like 6 cats.
Oh.
Like, they all
That's a
had
lot.
their rooms. Like, all 5 bedrooms were the cat rooms. It was insane. Yeah, like, for the cats. Like, it was
That's
insane.
kinda sick.
Yeah, like, it was smelling like pets everywhere. And she's like, hold on, you guys. I'm getting ready. I have to take them out.
She was still there for the
my client
show.
was just outside. Yeah, like, that's another thing, too. Do not be at those showings. Like,
It's uncomfortable.
It's
I
uncomfortable.
cannot say what they want to say with you standing right there.
Yeah.
Like,
Or
go
even I like
away.
to ask at the end of the showing, like, so what'd you think? But it's like, you on my neck. You breathing on my neck. You gotta go. You gotta go.
Yeah. And honestly, pro tip, don't even say what you think about the house. They be cameras.
They be
in the house.
cameras, yeah.
Because my client's like, so I feel like I'd be like,
yeah.
let's go outside. Because I don't know what's gonna come out your mouth, and let's just go.
When I notice this, like the ring doorbell, I only know, like, oh my gosh, she loves this house.
Oh my god! You said the house of your dreams.
We're definitely gonna be
You
submitting
wanna
our
put an
this one.
Over asking.
But
Record sale?
I'm screaming. I hate
But even outside of the inside, make sure it look good when we pull up.
Right.
Oh,
Because like if
curb
we
appeal.
drive in the community and like the community is so nice, but your house that's for sale is the one that looks crazy. You didn't cut the grass. You could have pressure
Right.
washed this
Pressure
house. Like, it's
wash.
like, okay,
Ray
do
got
I
his
want
bike
the
in the
worst house
front
on the
lawn.
neighborhood?
Like,
No.
please.
And I don't think I've ever told this story on the show before, how I had this showing, or I might have told y'all personally, but I had a showing. Walked in the house, got there like maybe 10 minutes before my client did, and walked throughout the house, and I saw the kitchen trash was full. They still had like plates from like breakfast, and even the beds weren't made. And I walked
forgot about the show
upstairs.
and they had to rush.
No, seriously, that's what happened. I walked upstairs and I opened the primary bedroom, and the
He's in
owner
the
was asleep in the
shower?
bed.
Oh,
Not
okay.
that guy.
I remember that one.
But he was asleep in the bed. So I like snuck back out. I was like, oh my God, he's in the house. And I walked outside. I called the listing agent.
You was by yourself?
Yeah, my client
would've been
wasn't
so
there
sweet.
yet. I called her. I was like, I'm in the house, and I think he may have forgot I was coming. Like, he's asleep. Next thing I know, I hear him from in the house, like, ah! And he jumped up. He got up. He said, give me like 10 minutes. Y'all, I walked back in the house, 10 minutes. He cleaned everything. He took the trash out. He cleaned the dishes, made the
he was
bed.
putting the dishes
in the trash.
I was like, that's he might tell you he put plugins in, lit candles. I was like, that's the good.
He
type of
wants
listing
that
agent.
Good job. Shout out to him.
We gonna let him
And like he
slide.
did everything in 10 minutes. I was like, I love his list. Whoever this listing agent is, like, I love
She
you for
probably
that.
got on his.
Oh, she was
Yeah.
like,
Don't
play.
Yeah.
Do not play.
It was me.
It was crazy. I didn't even know men clean that good. It was
Oh, they do.
crazy.
They do. But no, guys, keep your house clean the duration of the time that you have your house listed, because you never know when a showing can be scheduled. And lastly, guys, like, I know sellers want to make as much as they want to make, but make sure that if you don't start off at least with the listing, have it in your mind over time to offer incentives to your buyers, because it's probably like, why, you offering a buyer one thing can make them select your house over the next
something
house that
else.
they would be interested in.
And it could be the smallest
thing.
Yeah.
I don't know if
Carpet
it's
credit.
Oprah's fault. When Oprah said, you'll get this and you'll get this and you'll get this. Everybody loves something for free.
Yes.
It could be the smallest thing, but I think incentivizing your buyers, that'd be the best thing. Like, especially if you know that you are aggressively pricing a home. Even it could be worth it. But, the market could just be slow. If you have an aggressive price point, it's so easy to just say, hey, free appraisal with a full price offer. People be like, okay, $600, like, shoot, I get it for you with a full price offer. So people got to do that, especially in the world like with new construction. New construction are giving out all this money.
New construction is going crazy
with
ham. Okay, it is going hammer.
Okay,
if you want to keep up on the resale side, you got to do something. I think that's okay.
Should
like,
be
you are
attractive.
giving closing costs, so why not just jump out the gate with, hey, we're giving a $2,500 rate buy down credit, like, because they gonna ask for it anyway. So
and as an agent, you have to be creative as well, because one of the things I'm gonna do for my listing, pro tip for you guys, is partner with a lender to give those credits, because your seller doesn't have to be the one to give those credits. If you have a lender that's willing to partner up and give like a $5,000 credit that way,
for using them.
For using them that way, you know that the buyer on this house is already working with the agent, with a lender that you know, so it benefits you too.
You know it's gonna close.
You know it's gonna close, so it's a win-win.
Yeah, for everybody.
That was a good one.
I agree with that.
That's a good gem for sure. So I think that's a good way to wrap it up. Like, just make sure if you have to. Sometimes you don't have to, just depending on where you're located, et cetera, et cetera. But if it's something that you can consider as an agent, go ahead and have those things written out and drafted that you can present to the seller, and seller just go ahead and have it as consideration.
And I think not even just incentives for buyers, but also for agents. Like, if you're giving us like a 1.5
bonus, girl,
I'm gonna be like,
no, seriously, agents, I'm telling y'all, if it's like, okay, we can only see one house today, this one got a $500 broker bonus, I might be lean. 3. Girl, I just wanted a contract on a 3.5 commit. I said, now, hold on. I like it. And that's what I'm saying. I think that's the thing.
Listen,
we have a lot of
money talk.
Okay.
I don't even have that money talk.
Incentive talk.
Yeah.
Incentive talk. Think about ways that you can entice buyers that the next seller may not be doing.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
so
that's good.
Wrapping it up, the reason why your house is not selling is probably because it's overpriced. You probably don't have the proper marketing. The home is probably not presenting the best way that you think it is, and you are not offering any incentives to get it sold. So consider these things. Reevaluate with your agent. Reevaluate with your sellers, and make it happen. Let's get this listing sold.
Come on.
Okay.
And most importantly, call one of us.
Because
we already knew this stuff.
Okay.
Right.
Call one of us. It's just if you want to call one of us, there might be a small fee.
Yeah.
Give us a call.
Love it.
But I think that's a great way to segment into our favorite part of the day.
Yes.
Question of the day.
With our real
Bae, Ashley Lorraine. Not who.
All right, so in case you have never tuned into our show before, we have this segment called the Question of the Day, where we take questions from you guys, our audience, and you can submit your questions on Instagram at realtalkatlanta or
Gmail
at
realtalkatlpod@gmail.com.
I love that.
Now we got quiz. Now we got a pop quiz.
I wasn't ready. I was like,
River was like,
where? Good job, Ashley. I love that for us.
yes. So be sure to also, if you're watching us on YouTube or even Apple Podcasts, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff, so you can tune in every Wednesday. So today's question, someone wanted to know was it the hardest part about podcasting?
the hardest part?
Yeah.
Hardest favorite.
I think.
I'm sorry. Oop, I'm sorry, y'all. I lied. I don't have it on my phone today. It was, what is our favorite part about podcasting?
Oh, the favorite part. That's a better question. Okay.
Yeah.
My favorite part is being able to get together with you ladies.
I know. That is my favorite.
So busy.
Oh my God.
I feel like this is the time where like you ain't got no choice but to see me.
And we gotta talk.
And
catch up. That's what we be catching up.
You know what? I think that's why that peaks in the beginning be kind of going so long sometimes, because it be us really like catching up.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
My favorite part part about the podcast, I think, is going back and looking at the video, because I think while we're recording, it's kind of like, okay, I'm seeing, I'm seeing the conversation flow. But when you look back, I'm like, oh my God, y'all so funny.
No, it took us a long time to even be able to watch this and really take
it's still really
especially
hard.
Taisha.
Yeah,
it's still hard.
I remember the first time Taisha watched the podcast, she called us like, I can't believe I'm watching this.
I don't like it, guys. I don't want to see myself. I hate my voice. It's just my voice. I hate.
I'm like that too.
Yeah, I think my favorite part is, I love, even though it's us interacting with each other, I love the ability to interact with the world. I think, especially when we're able to cut this stuff up, put it on social media, and really start those conversations. I think that's my favorite part. Y'all know every Tuesday I give y'all a little sneak peek of the Wednesday episode, just some pro tips that we give, or just a funny moment or ruffling feathers. And I love that. I love the interaction that we are able to get from people, and I love that I've been seeing other people who have YouTubes and different things watching us. And just the level of support. So I love that we can share our educational stuff and our influence with everybody else, and just really get y'all feedback from that too.
Yeah, I'm the same way. I like the educational part of it, because I'm one of those people, I'd rather be seen and not heard. So if I didn't have a podcast, people probably would not even know what my voice sounded like or whatever. Even I don't really go on live or do talking videos and stuff. So I feel like it's a creative outlet for not just me but all of us to really be able to express ourselves.
Yeah,
so,
I watched our videos when I was not there, so I was like, oh my God, I'm so excited to watch them without because I have no idea how it's so funny. It was good.
Not as good without you.
No, it was good. It was really good, because you guys personality. I'm like, oh my God, I'm watching this as someone else, watching this, and I love this podcast. I love the podcast.
This is our favorite podcast.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm our biggest fan.
Oh yeah, I'm bro, we're really doing it.
Period.
They did that.
Real Talk Atlanta forever.
Yeah.
Wakanda.
Oh,
but no, guys, that is a good place to wrap up today's episode. Like we said, thank y'all for always tuning in and supporting us. If you're watching this, you made it to this point. Share, subscribe if you haven't. All the things.
Right.
Send it to your grandma.
You know what to do.
You know what to do.
Yeah.
You know what to do.
At this
Till
point.
next week. Bye.
Bye, guys.